Good morning and happy Thursday in the mobile Monica version of the Real Monica Adams show. And it's really been interesting. I have not, since we started the show in March of last year, been home this much since we did the show at home first. So it was those first 3 months. It's actually been kind of nice. The dogs have loved it. I've gotten a lot done at the house. Kind of feels like, I don't want to talk about those 3 years, but it feels like 2020, 2021, 2022, when everybody was at home and you did all those projects that you had been putting off. Yes, I went through and I have a ton of clothes to give away, by the way, or sell. I haven't went through all the spring and summer dresses yet, but have you all had a chance to do that? Were you stuck at home? Did you decide to stay home during the cold temperatures? Did you get anything done? Were you productive? That's what we'll talk about. Today is going to be very real. As you can see, I'm just kicked back, not all dolled up, not in a professional suit or anything like that. And this is what I was never able to do with you when I was in television, right? We had to get all dolled up, had the fake eyelashes on, all that stuff. I don't want anything fake here for you today. In fact, we're going to talk about what it says on this sweatshirt, which I want to thank my client Anne for making. Know your value. And it's all over every mantra that I have. It's on the journals that, yes, we will be selling on the website. A lot of people were asking for that. We're going to talk about other merchandise that you would like to have as well coming up throughout the show for the next hour. We're going to get as real can be, and it is a free for all. You can ask anything, comment on anything. Let's just do this, me and you together. But first, we don't want to just have me and you. We want to bring on our aspiring meteorologist. Beckett Moore is with us this morning. And Beckett, good morning to you.
Good morning, Monica.
How's your last few days been?
Good.
Yeah. So I know we had some weather over the last couple of days. Some schools were closed. You showed us that on Tuesday. Pretty much everybody should be back to school. I know that it was an issue with pipes bursting here and there. So there was a school district or a school that did have some issues with that. So you had to watch that when we get really bitterly cold. We are not talking about that. You had mentioned kind of a balmy 37 degrees. And honestly, Beckett, I got to tell you, that's exactly what it feels like when you get down below zero and in the teens and the single digits. This does really feel nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, yesterday at recess, I was like shedding layers because it got above 20, so it felt really balmy out there.
For those that have not had a chance to be with us or see you, because obviously people are finding the show left and right, tell them again a little bit about you. You're 14 and tell them where you go to school.
Beckett Moore, I'm 14. I go to school, Our Lady of Lourdes in U City, and I've just always loved the weather, and it's my passion.
Absolutely. And he's doing a great job. I know a lot of you that have been commenting, saying how much they love seeing you. We started this wonderful What the Weather, and it really truly came out of my mouth the other day, Beckett, when the snow started to fall earlier than I thought. I was like, what the? And I was like, there it is. What the weather? What's going on here? All right. Well, for today and then into the next several days, what are we expecting? I know we wanted to bring you back on because we talked about the possibility of maybe some flurries, maybe some light snow. Is that going to affect us today, or are there any areas that will be?
So flurries will be around today and into tonight into Illinois. Not really affecting us, but could we see a couple flakes flying? Yes, but if we see accumulation before tonight, it will definitely be less than an inch. And the biggest accumulations, which won't be big, will be over to our east in Illinois. Now, as we go into tonight, again, high of 37, low of 22. So it's going to definitely be cold enough for snow. We probably are going to see a couple snow showers around the area. A trace to an inch is the forecast right now for the entire metro, with those heavier totals up into northeastern Missouri and into Iowa. Now tomorrow we drop back down to 16 with a low of 8 there. On Friday, mostly cloudy with it getting windier as well. Now Saturday it's going to be sunny, but don't let that fool you. It's still going to be 17 degrees, low of 7. Sunday, Monday, 30, then 40. On Monday we warm up. Both days will be cloudy. Monday into Tuesday, we don't have it up on Monday because it'll probably be late Monday, but into Tuesday, we're going to see wintry mix. And could that mean we see freezing rain and ice problems? Yes, so that's going to be a problem we're going to have to watch Monday into Tuesday, so stay tuned because as we know in St. Louis, that can cause a lot of issues. Just a little bit of ice can cause a lot of issues with a high of 43. But look at that low, 33, and that will be the perfect temperature for freezing rain. And then into Wednesday, mid next week, we get up to 50. So it's really warming up, and we're going to be really changing around here.
50. I'm going to open the pool, Beckett.
Yeah.
I love that. So things are looking better for us. I know we had to get through that stretch. Do you ever do like really far out forecast, long term, long range forecast, looking into later into the month and into February, just kind of predicting that? Are we seeing more precipitation? Are we seeing colder temperatures coming? Are we seeing ice coming? Anything like that? Or have you had a chance to look? If not, I'm going to have us do that together.
So right now into late January, it's looking like we're gonna have that thaw from this Arctic blast, and it's gonna be a lot warmer. And I'll get to that here in a sec. And then into February, we don't really know for sure, but there's gonna probably be a good amount of precipitation around. And if we can get that cold air around, we could get some snow.
Okay, perfect. So that's kind of predicting things. And I want you to say something before we wrap up today, Beckett. When people watch the weather, they get frustrated with meteorologists. And again, get ready for this because this is what's coming for your future. They would
Yeah.
get all mad. They would shoot emails into them. They would call them. They would leave these nasty, nasty messages. But explain to them why sometimes when something is predicted that it goes so wrong or that it's kind of right. And you hear those people say, oh, they're never accurate. But that's not true. Tell them how difficult it is to predict weather.
It's very difficult because, every single, couple of hours the forecast changes and you got to really change your forecast just a little bit. And especially in the winter time, this is very hard when we're, say, right on the line between rain, snow mix, rain, and then snow. We don't really know what we're going to get because it's so close to us and it's super hard to forecast. That's why what happened in Chicago, everyone was forecasting at least 5 or 6 inches, and that was the lowest amounts. And we ended up there at the lake shore around 3 to 4 inches. Now, to the west of the city, we did get up to 8 inches, but we were forecasting up to 12 to 18 inches. So it went down a lot because that rain snow mix went into the city and kind of cut off our snow totals, and that's why it's so hard to forecast a lot of times. And then with storms, the placement of those, the strength of each storm and where it's going to be and where the tornadoes are going to be is very hard as well. So it takes time to really look into the forecast and pin down the right things, and sometimes you just don't get it right.
There you go. So everyone understand that? What a wonderful tutorial for everyone to understand. And again, Beckett, are you enjoying these? Have your friends been seeing you with us or your family members seeing us together?
Yes, I'm really enjoying doing this, and I thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Oh my gosh, I'm just so glad that my friend Michelle knew your mom and that this was able to be set up. And I love having you as a part of us. One of the topics we're going to talk about today is knowing your value. And before I let you go, because I love to hear from all ages, from our youth to our seniors, what does knowing your value mean to you?
Just being yourself, kind of, having confidence in yourself, not caring about what other people say, and just being great and really just not caring about what other people say, doing your best.
I love that. And so I'm so glad that Beckett knows his value at an early age. And if you ever falter or you just have to come back and surround yourself with people that will lift you
Yeah.
back up, you're going to go very, very far in your career. I've told you this, and I'm super excited to see where you're going to go with it. Again, right now in school, looking at where he would want to go to high school, where he would want to college. You mentioned you've looked at Ohio possibly to go to college, right?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Yes. So we'll see. You might just be a genius that you just fly through it all and you end up being a meteorologist at 18 years old. Who knows, in this world, in this digital world, how things change. Our title sponsor is Dr. Sarah Franco, who I was with last night. And I see that she's watching on our personal page. And she said, it's sad that I trust him more than our own meteorologist. You know what, Beckett? That is a true compliment to you. I've
Yeah.
had so many people say, look, he's been so accurate. He's been better than a lot of the ones that are already in the field. So great job to you. You really have done amazing.
Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. Okay, so again, 37 for a high today, 22 tonight, and then that mix of ice. Should we be concerned about our commutes with that? I know it's a handful of days out, but that's probably the biggest watcher for us.
What we're watching is Monday evening and Tuesday morning commutes could be affected by ice accretion on roads. And again, a little bit of ice can go a long way, so we'll really have to watch that.
Okay, fantastic. Well, so do you want to check in again on Monday?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Have a beautiful weekend. I don't want to capitalize all of your time. Have a wonderful weekend, and thank you again for everything you've been doing.
You too. Thank you.
All right, that's Beckett Moore, aspiring meteorologist. And yes, I'd love to see all the comments from all of you saying how much you love them. Terry said, Beckett's amazing. What a talent. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Michelle from super snowy Colorado. Good morning, Rose, Julie, Kathleen, Sean, and to all of you watching on my personal page as well. Looks like Dr. Sarah Franco is on there, my brother Craig, Karen Shipman, former meteorologist in St. Louis. I'd love to know what Karen thinks. I don't know if she's still on, but again, that's the one thing that a lot of people ask me. Are the meteorologists following Beckett? What do they think? There's some people that I've been inviting on that I would love to get their feedback from a local and from a national standpoint. And one of them used to be my coworker at Fox 2. Do you remember Annalise Parks? Beautiful woman on the inside and out. And I've invited her on. So I'll let you know when that happens. But we're going to visit with our old times together. We're going to visit about her times in Dallas. And then we're going to talk about her pageantry days, as well as deciding to step away. Will she ever return to TV? Right now, she's focusing on her family. She's got a beautiful family with her husband and her child and her dog. And I'd just love to know what she thinks. I'll show her some of the clips of Beckett and any advice that she has for him and what she's been loving about what he's doing. So yes. Good morning, Lisa, with a little heart. Kathy Anselmo, good morning to you. For all of you, here's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about what this means because Rose asked me to go deep into knowing your value and what I feel. You just heard what Beckett said he feels about it. I'd like for you all to answer. So today, let's do this. Let's do it like a life coaching class, like a workshop. So if you've got a pen, if you've got a paper, or if you've got a journal, I want you to grab all those and I want you to answer for me, again, what you believe the term knowing your value, because a lot of people say know your worth. And for me, when it all came about, it immediately became, nope, I know my value. And when I heard that, it just sat with me. And, I'm very faith-based. So, of course, for me, it's God. And whatever your belief is, hopefully you understand that someone's guiding you or some being or something. For me, it's God. I truly believed at that point, he guided me to say, listen to what was just in your mind and in your heart. Listen to what you just said. Yes, you have to know your value. Now go teach that, go educate with that. And it became a huge part of our brand. We're going to talk about that today. And honestly, the Cultivating a Vision for 2024 part 2 that's coming up on the 24th next week. So 1 week from today, we will be talking about unpacking the past. And it could be years ago. It could be just 2023, carving out your future, what it looks like. It's not just me. You get me and Cassius Satars from Ontario, Canada. So we have opened this up to people all over the world. That's why I say 6 p.m. Central Time through 7:30. And we went a little bit over that. So, if she and I don't have to rush off to anything or get to bed quickly, we will spend some extra time with you after the class. But a lot of it is receiving the message, understanding the education that we're trying to give you, and taking it to carve out your future. And then I can guarantee you, as many people did, they purchased their tickets. They were there that night. Some took good notes, some did not. That's why they were asking, can they purchase the first session? Yes, that is available for $10. And if you just want to receive that session and you can't come to the second one, I will have the recording for the second one come up as well. But I'd love for you to be there live because then you get that interaction like we have here. So 6 p.m. to 7:30, Cultivating a Vision, again on January 24th, 1 week from today. But here's the important thing. Tomorrow, after tomorrow, the ticket prices will go up. It's $35. Best $35 you will spend. Trust me on that. For anybody that went before, go ahead and drop a comment if you're on about what the first session meant to you, what you've already been able to do with the first session, and then how you want to open your heart and your mind to receive even more. Because I will tell you that the people that were there that night said, I want session 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They just want this to be a thing that we continue to do. And I would love to do these monthly with you. As long as cash is available, I'd love to do them with her. So it is that's right. I'm sorry, Julie. Thank you. That's right. We're doing it on a Wednesday. I'm so used to us doing things on Thursday. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I love about this community. It is a week from yesterday. Yes. So it's going to be on a Wednesday, January 24th. I'm so not used to doing the classes on Wednesday, but we had a lot of people who could not attend on Thursday. So we flipped it. Yes. Julie, thank you so much. 1 week from yesterday. So the days are counting down. Super excited for the night and really do come to breathe, receive, meditate, my word for the day. And what I'm going to do with you, we're going to take a quick break, but what I'm going to do with you is read some of my entries and just show you also what it's like to be able to just write a couple of words that open up the mind, and you pick your word for the day. I want you to all do me a favor and start typing in, what does know your value mean to you? You can write a couple of things. You can write a paragraph. I don't care. And then what does the idea of opening the day with a word, what has that done for you? Because there's a lot of people that say their lives have changed in the last 10 months since we started this show. I want to know how. What is it that gave you some aha moments? Go with us on all of that. Let's do this together. This community that we're building, the community we have built, and the new people that are continuing to come on my business page, my personal page. So good morning to Chad, John Meyer. Cindra was there. Cindra, I'd love to know what you thought of the first session, what you thought of my Thursday night classes, how your life has changed since the Real Monica Adams team came into your life. So I am looking, and I'll try to do this as often as I can. I'm looking on my personal page right now so I can see who's on and I can see your comments, and really make sure that no one ever feels left out. So again, as you see, we are on the stream on YouTube and on Facebook. And yesterday I was digging deep into Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. There are many platforms that we're talking about coming to you on. I just want to make sure that we reach the masses and we change the world together.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online envitahealthandwellness.com. Think about this. When's the last time you called your doctor at 2 o'clock in the morning and he actually answered? Well, at Innovare Health Advocates, their patients are special. Their doctors, nurse practitioners, their care team care deeply about your health, your family, your work, and even your pet. Their clinicians are accessible and they lead your care in and out of the hospital. In fact, Dr. Charles Willie offers his cell phone number to his patients to ensure they can intervene early in your illness. They can provide care above and beyond, offering lab, x-ray, echocardiogram, and other treatments in their office. Innovare Health Advocates with 5 locations on both sides of the river. Check them out, innovarehealth.com.
Well, good morning. And again, welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. I'm seeing so many names. I don't get a chance to usually do this, but looking at the personal page and the professional page, Peggy Bond, a good client of mine, who I'm not sure if she's coming to work out today or not, but Peggy is on. John Frank, good morning to you. Nice to see the viewers. I can't see the viewers that are popping on that are not commenting on the business page, but I'll try to do that as well. Good morning, Gwen. Good morning, Rosalind Tindock. Hey, where are you watching from? All of you that are on, all right, I asked you going into the break, what does know your value mean to you? Carrie says, for me, knowing my value means knowing who I am and knowing what my impact is in my circle and how my gifts, my talents, my personality, and positive traits can make a difference in my life and others. Watching your podcast has put positivity and education in my daily life. It has also added positive people to my tribe. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Who we surround ourselves with. I'm going to answer the question for you, and I'm actually going to tell you how it all came about because there's new people constantly. Hello, Orlando. How are you? Good morning. There are many people that are finding the show organically, or people have passed it along, as you're seeing on the bottom of the screen, sharing and liking and following, telling everybody this is how we should start the day. We now provide the weather for you, so you have no reason to turn on the news. Here's what I did. I'm going to look at Cindra's comment and everybody else that wants to answer knowing your value and how your life has changed. I love to hear what we've done for you. I pulled up Fox 2 Now's page to see what on the page would be news that you could actually use. And what I came up with was the 2024 St. Louis Auto Show happening today that I think sounds like a blast from today through Sunday at America Center downtown. 400 new cars on display. So if you are in the market for a new car, you just want to see some of the concept cars, which I always thought was really cool. That's one of the things that popped out. If instead of that, if it wasn't for that, the other parts are a body of a missing person, a woman accused of stealing, just death, destruction, horrible things. I don't know. It's like, this is how we used to start your day. And then here, this is what steps out at me. Path to success. And there's just beautiful greenery and a trail walking and hiking. That's really what jumps out at me. And then, of course, it talks about the forecast. But I thought, what in this do I want to pass along to you? And what do you really need? Do you think that anything that you are told that starts your day with just feeling miserable is going to help you? No. Your value of what you allow to enter into your soul and your spirit and your mind is really what matters. One of the things that jumped out at me that was an aha moment for me was when I realized how much power we were given and what we did with it. How much all of us in the newsroom would ask to do different stories. And when those stories were turned down by your bosses, whoever they may be, I think it dampened your spirit. It was unfortunate in your mind to think, but wait a minute, this is what you need. This is what the world needs. This is how we change the world together. And it would really make you feel, I don't know, depressed, right? We all talked about how we're feeling if we discussed it, if we communicated better. And for me, I didn't do it at work. I more so came home and I would tell family and friends. It's so unfortunate that this is how we wake up a person's day. We tell you about stabbings and destruction, and I would look at that and go, what of the entire hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, however long we were on the air, are you really going to retain and you're going to use in your life? That's how I would approach it. And I was a news director for 12 years when I was in radio. And when I would have assignments that I would give to my reporters, it was more so, okay, it was learning the field. So it was my beginning years going into WIL before I went to KMOX and Fox 2. And I looked back at it and I smiled because I truly believe that back then we were making a difference. I would ask my reporters to cover things that others were not covering. And they're like, I would get pushback from them sometimes. And they're like, well, wait a minute, shouldn't we have to go cover this and cover that? And it was really just following the herd. Everybody just rushes to the same thing. You turn on the different stations. You hear kind of the same story. Sometimes you hear a little slant of what that particular network wants to put into the story. And then it just became, gosh, this is how we're waking people up, either on the radio or in TV. And then what are they going to do with the rest of the day? What I felt was, and this is what I came up with in the last year, we were given a lot of power to change and alter the way you started your morning. And how do I mean that? So if all you heard were stabbings and shootings and people hating each other and the way you felt hatred in the world, you can't tell me that that doesn't somehow affect you and that what you're going to do with that is get mad. You're going to feel bad about yourself. You're going to feel bad about the world. You're going to start an argument, or somebody else starts an argument with you. Maybe they watched a different station. They received a different message. Nobody in that household started the day positive. So you're angry at each other and you don't really know why. You're yelling at your kids and you don't really know why. You get into the car and you have road rage, which, by the way, happened to me yesterday. So I was just saying that I was with Dr. Sarah Franco, had an incredible night with she and her husband and my husband and Dr. Willie. Actually, we all had a meeting before we had dinner. Wonderful meeting. And thank you to both of them for coming out, loving what we're carving out for the future. But as I picked up Dr. Sarah, we were over by San Anthony's Hospital, or Mercy South, and I asked her, hey, I can't really see, this long line of traffic was in the one lane. And I'm like, is there another lane here? And she's like, yeah, are you getting onto 270? Yeah, there's 2 lanes. And so I looked around the car to make sure everything was fine. And I went into that lane, the secondary lane, to go and turn left to go onto Tesson Ferry and then eventually get onto 270. And all of a sudden, this guy came almost head on into me. And I was like, oh, shoot, like he's coming over early in that lane, the middle, the turning lane, right? And it was his decision to get over early to try to get into Mercy South early. Now, if Sarah is still watching, and she'll probably find this interesting that I'm going to say it this way, but this is how my heart feels, that I actually feel bad for that person who decided to flip me off. Yes, I got flipped off, not once, but twice. And I sat there and thought, I went like this and smiled. I didn't go like this and flip them back. It's how we receive the message, and it's what do we do with it? So this is that learning, teaching lesson that I can give you right now. Good morning to Mark Colonna, by the way. That is my cousin's husband. Good morning to you. Good morning, Jim. And to all of you that I'm not seeing, let me pull up my business page so I can say good morning to those of you that are on that aren't actually saying something. And remember, this is open. You're probably going to hear feedback here for a second. All right, there we go. So I'll be able to see those of you that are signing on and not saying anything on this side. Don't be shy. I want you to open up. So flipping off. First of all, why would you do that to somebody? Is that really how we want to interact with human beings? But here's what I came up with, Sarah. I said, well, that person was most likely going to the hospital. Did they receive bad news for themselves? Are they going to visit someone that's on their deathbed? That guy wasn't in a good place. So if I could have, I would have rolled down the window and said, I'm sorry for the pain that you're suffering, and I know you don't really want to do that to me. I'm glad we didn't get into a head-on collision, but we both deserved that lane. And for me, it was, hey, oops, sorry. And it would have been that, hey, I apologize. Hey, I'm sorry. Not, I'm going to flip you off. And I'm going to do that anger. But I'm going to tell you that anger could have come from the way he started his morning. Did he start his day with the negativity of the news? Probably, until you break that pattern. But it's a habitual thing. Our parents did it. Our grandparents did it. Now life is changing. Now there's all these streaming platform ideas. Now there's a way to open up your mind and start your day with positivity. Okay, so when you really know your value, which is what we're discussing today, life looks different. You say, I am worthy of more positivity. I'm worthy of people lifting me up, and I will lift them up. I'm not going to treat people that way. But that's what happened. And I thought it was just absolutely crazy. And I, as she knows, I just laughed it off and thought, it's a shame. And then I thought, nope, I don't want to shame myself. I don't want to shame anybody else. But it was, I don't know the mindset that that person is in. I was taught that by my mom at a very young age, is not to get ticked off, not to react so quickly to the way someone's treating you, because you never know the walk of life that they have. And you don't know what they're going through at that current moment. So that's what I came up with, folks. And that's what I'm going to put in my journal, that guy, and you know who you are, in case this person's listening. Oh my gosh, that was me. I'd love sometimes for it to get to the person who tries to wrong you. And then what would their reaction be? Tears. The emotions probably flow to say, yep, that's exactly what was happening. Either I had bad news. My person in my car, I think it was maybe a son or daughter, who knows. But that was the other thing, is look at the role model that you are to the person that's in the car, and you're doing that, and you're making them say that it's okay to treat another human being that way. Why do we flip each other off? It's mind-blowing to me. So that happened. And I thought, boy, it really falls into what we're talking about. That person obviously doesn't understand their own value, doesn't understand the value of the person in the car with them, doesn't understand the value of the human being that you're doing it to. Now, I just got to chill. That could so quickly change if that person was in a better mood and we both would have gone like this and laughed and like, oh, sorry. See how different life could be depending on how you approach life, how you decide to pay it forward or to subtract. Do you understand that? Pay it forward and give somebody value. Pay it forward, understand your value. Pay it forward and understand that you know that you are a role model to someone else that's watching you. Think about the young kids that you have, the babies. They're growing up. They become 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. They get into grade school, junior high, high school. If you don't think they're continuously watching you, they are. And what are you doing? Are you showing a human being what was shown to me yesterday? Flipping someone off, being so angry. But instead, my reaction is what mattered in that very moment, not reciprocating back, flipping off the same way, showing disrespect to them and disrespect to the person in the car with me, this wonderful woman that's become a dear friend of mine and a business associate of mine. If I had done that back, she'd have been, what the heck? When we talk about our word and our actions in life, it's what do we do with it? And then how are people watching, right? All these things. And that's what we're talking. Someone asked me to talk about knowing your value, and it goes so deep in so many levels. And so when you think about life coaching with me, this is what it looks like. It is me helping you understand your own value. My story of how it all came about is what I'll tell you in just a bit. But let me get to some comments. Morgan, good morning to you. Dot is watching on my personal page. Peggy says, I know my value and yours. That's why I spend 4 hours on the road each week to come train with you. Amen to that, sister. She comes from Cape Girardeau. So when I talk about being able to train anyone, anywhere, she actually does the travel. There are people, though, who come on from Hawaii, Colorado, California, and they train via a link, right? A Zoom link. If you don't think they know your value, know their own value. Come on. There's one of them that trains from Hawaii, which means when we're training at 9 o'clock in the morning, she's getting up super early. And so when some of the girls here will say, I want to train a little earlier, she's like, hold on a second. Like, I want to train with you. I want to be a part of this community, but that's like 4 a.m. for me and the whole house is sleeping. And so we all adjust, right? We all come together as a whole. Good morning to Karen Green watching on my personal page. Jess, I want to see some of the new names that might be coming on. I never get a chance to do this. Jessica Wadey watching. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but Jessica, are you new to the show? Everybody understand that we comment together. I ask questions, you answer. I'm asking you, and I'm going to go back and look at all these. What has this show meant to you? And what does this mean, by the way? And a lot of you have asked for us to sell Know Your Value journals, sweatshirt. Well, we got this was made for me by Anne, Know Your Value. I talked about making some jackets, some t-shirts, and today I'm drinking out of a Life is Better with a Dog coffee mug, but it would be great to have the Know Your Value and the Real Monica Adams. Let me see, comments. My value is the one thing that God gave me that I feel is a talent. I try to bring out the best in others, yes, and lift them up. I have the knack of finding out the good in everyone. I feel like I'm doing a good job because people navigate towards me to tell me their issues. That's your role. If everybody can understand what's your purpose in life, that's a really deep one that we will definitely go over in the Cultivating a Vision. What is your purpose? That is a huge question that I ask on a regular basis. She says, I'm like a life bartender to many, and I love it. My faith, like you, is everything. And you know what? I'll never dismiss if someone doesn't have faith, but I feel like you're lost if you don't have something or someone guiding you. Lisa says, knowing what makes you unique and special and having a deep understanding as to why you deserve all the basic joys of life, such as happiness and love, but knowing these things independently without external validation and also demanding the respect that you deserve. Lisa Allison, I got to say something. Thank you for actually writing something. She usually signs on. She receives the message. She puts a little heart every day to know that she loves what we're doing. Today, I think is one of the first days that she's really reached into her soul and decided this is what it matters to me. She's married to a friend of ours that actually was a big part in us doing an evening with the Real Monica Adams last year. And I hope Doug and I are able to do bigger things in 2024 as well. So Lisa, God love you. Thank you for opening up your heart and saying that. Everybody that's signing on right now, second by second, which is what we always knew in TV and radio, is we got to repeat some of the things that you said so that people know, hey, they don't want to be lost because I kind of feel like they're coming into class late. Never. You can always go back and watch the first half hour, or even if you come in on the last few minutes of the show and you feel like, I missed it. That's the beauty of streaming, that you can go back and watch the entire show at any point. I love you on live though, so that we can do just this. You're welcome, Lisa. Thank you for all that you and Doug do as well. How you view yourself is how others feel. Good one, Rose. More positivity is valuable and needed. Yes, but at the same time, it's okay to not be okay. I'm going to say that one more time. It's okay to be depressed. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be fearful. It's not to dismiss that because that is truly how you're feeling. So if someone says snap out of it, well, no, ask them why. Actually care enough about their value and your value together that you're connecting and that you can maybe make a difference. But you're listening. The art of listening is a huge thing. That could actually be your word for the day. Listen more. Mine, by the way, I told you I'm going to read some entries. Mine today says breathe. And what does that mean? Hold it in, focus, clarity. What do you want more of in your life, Monica? What do you want more for this show? What do you want more for the brand? What do you want for the team? What do you want for the world? I ask all these questions of myself, and that's what I write in my journal. I'm going to go through and read them to you. If you're willing, tell me some of the entries that you've had in the last 17 days. I've made it habitual for myself. I love to read where my life has come from and where my life is going. That's the vision that we're carving out. Kathy, hello to you. Kristen, first, I love the show and the positivity it brings. Your show has become a daily routine. I love it. It's appointment viewing. It's like Oprah and Ellen, Kelly Clarkson, Jennifer Hudson, Tamron Hall, all these wonderful shows that are out there. I want us to be just like that. I want us to be able to have the vision together, and I want us to just keep spreading it. For people who are not on Facebook, it's the reason we're on YouTube, but it's also when people want to say, well, what about Instagram? What about Rumble? I had a long talk yesterday. You got to be on Rumble. You got to be on Twitch. You got to be on all these streaming platforms. And by the way, we are on the audio platform. And today, in about 25 minutes, if you have not seen the show with Rebecca Minkoff, the author of the book Fearless, the incredible fashion designer that she is, that book has definitely been one of my favorites from the last year. That interview, definitely one of my favorites. If you haven't heard today, you can pop in those earbuds or just put it on speakers very loud so that you can receive the message that she and I talk about. It's a great one. Trust me, if you want to see it, you can go back. As I said, scroll through all the videos since March of last year. Watch any of them. Catch up. Understand that we've done some incredible work together. We still have a lot more to do, but what's a really wonderful one. So every Thursday at 8 a.m., we drop a new podcast on the audio side. And for all of you, it's kind of like a resource to go back and say, oh, I watched that. Oh, I want to hear that message again. Thank you for having the courage to step away from your comfort zone and spread your message. Truly appreciate it. Well, Terry, I appreciate you coming back into my life because Terry and I went to college together. My first year was at Missouri Valley. Then I went to Mizzou. And then I had my massive blood clot. That was the beginning, by the way, of me knowing my value. And I'm going to take it from there to where things went in January, actually January 2nd of last year. What happened on that day in television? I'll let you know.
You are truly an incredible human being, and just what you're doing is so inspiring. This was really a cathartic experience for me. So I appreciate you, love you. It's been an honor to not only just be here on set with you, but just to sit in your presence. You inspire everyone around you, from your motivational speaking to your podcast here, to just being the human that you are.
It's just such a joy to be able to see you at this point in your career. Really following your passion, fulfilling your dreams, and encouraging other people to do the same.
I feel that I've been missing out. I believe God places people like you in people's lives for a reason. You have definitely been a God wink for me.
We've been a God wink for each other. It truly has been life altering for me. Oh, I'm tear up a little bit. What I know in my heart, firmly believe, has been a positive movement. But I couldn't do it alone. I couldn't do it without the vision of George Wise, who is my director and one that came to me initially and said, let's do this together. Michelle Harmon, Lori Stahlschmidt, of course, my dear husband, Jim, to Caroline and Zach and Hannah. All those people have been a part of bringing this to you in some facet. They are all very busy behind the scenes and understand that nothing can be done in life without those you choose to surround yourself with. And I've got a rock star team. I cannot wait for you to see the new promo that Zach Kimball has put together for us that we're going to debut on Monday. He's made me so proud. He was our intern, one of our interns, and we decided to bring him on the team. And he has proven his worth, proven his value, and brought incredible value to us. Rock star, proud mama right here. All right, Mary Whitehead is watching. Good morning. Kathleen Welch, Kim Sissel. Please remind us how to get first session of the value series. Barb, that is by shooting me an email. It's $10. I'll tell you if you've got Venmo or if you have PayPal, you can send it. I'll give you those. And then you just send that to me. And then immediately after it's sent, then I send you the link over. And that is a link coming from myself and coming from Kasha. Karen's watching over on my personal page. Angie, any comments, any questions? I do not want to miss any of you. So Barb, $10. Everybody else, what she's talking about is the Cultivating a Vision Part 1. This is Part 2 that's coming on Wednesday. So a week from yesterday, it is going to be 6 to 7:30 p.m. What is it all about? It's about unpacking the past and the trauma and the hurts and the fear and the abuse and everything that's not how does it serve you is what I always ask. How does that serve you to stay in that space? It doesn't, but it's not to dismiss and act like it didn't happen, but let's unpack it and then let's carve out the future. So $10 for the first session, and then sign up. Yes, tomorrow, after tomorrow, the price goes up. So it's $35, but then it's going to go to $40. And let me talk about how that happens, right? You have to make the decision to say, nope, I want to do this, and do it. So when people wait on things, that's like anything in life. When you wait, ticket prices go up. When you wait, you stall, you don't make the decision. Sometimes there's a penalty for it, right? And let me talk about this at Defiance Ridge. And I'm looking at the comments, trying to multitask here for you. I asked if I was okay to make this, and I'm doing this little negotiation right now. Chuck Gillentine, who I absolutely love, who is the owner of Defiance Ridge Vineyards. We just have breaking news for you. It is official. I am going to bring Ruby on stage. Ruby Lee, the 4th of July concert. It is going to be a blast. Now, what I want to say is ticket prices are $40 until they sell out. If they don't sell out and there's a possibility of buying day of, they go to $50. So why would you wait? I understand as of yesterday, 20% of the tickets already had been sold. And they literally just put it out there. So the 4th of July concert, I cannot wait. Are you going to be there with me? We're going to have fun together. If you've never been to Defiance Ridge, by the way, it is absolutely, positively one of our best wineries that we have. He used to be the owner of another. He took over what was Wine Country Gardens and turned it into Defiance Ridge, and he is building and building. We are not only going to do that, but here we go. Terry, if you're watching, it's coming back. Wet Your Whistle Wednesdays, officially sponsored by, I gotta chill, officially sponsored by my friend Chuck at Defiance Ridge. So for those of you that said, oh, I'd love for you to showcase some Missouri wines, we will. And he has award after award after award, medal after medal on all of his wines. And then he teams up with Chuck Wagner. If you know wine and you know that the wine industry, you'll know that name from Camus Vineyards, one of the most incredible vineyards in Napa Valley. They do a lot of work together. They actually have the grapes that they grow, so the soil's different in Napa Valley. We're going to educate on all of that. I cannot wait for you to see Chuck and myself and anybody else that I choose to join that. Wet Your Whistle Wednesday is back. So Chuck, literally, I don't know if he's getting a chance to watch right now, but I said, can we do it? I want to do it right now. And he said, sure, let's do it. So there we go. That's how you negotiate. That's how you form your contracts. Love it, my friend. So you are the newest sponsor of the Real Monica Adams Show, and I cannot wait to introduce you to him. Yay, right? Terry said, so happy. Can't wait to see the comedy unfold and, of course, the knowledge. That's what it's about. Laughing together, introducing you to things you've never tried, understanding that there can be a great bottle of wine that's $10 up to hundreds of dollars. I'm going to have him do a tasting with me of maybe some Napa Valley wines and then the Missouri wines and see if I know the difference. That whole aspect of the blind wine taste, I absolutely love. I'm so giddy, like a little kid getting something on Christmas morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Chuck is going to start with us. I believe we'll work this all out, but I'm looking at Wednesday, the last Wednesday of this month, which I believe is the 31st. Yes, the 31st. And we're going to take that all the way through the concert time. So the end of June, or even if he's available, the day before the concert on July 3rd. And then hopefully things go well and we continue it all the way through the end of the year. But for sure, Wet Your Whistle Wednesday is going to be kicked off with Defiance Ridge and our dear friend Chuck Gillentine. Kathleen said, so glad Wet Your Whistle Wednesday is coming back. Do all of you know what that is, by the way? For those of you that are new to the show, we started it just on a fun whim. We started it with our friends at Clayton Winehouse, which we still love, and I still want you to support them. They may come back for something in the fall. I told them I can't guarantee that this particular segment will be open. We can always start something different with them. Maybe they'll come back with us in the fall, but maybe Chuck is still going to be that sponsor all the way through the end of the year. He gets the first right of refusal. So we started that, and it was just going to be like a fun thing where I would get together with friends and we'd have the product that they were having us taste. And it was going to be maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes. The very first one we did, it was about 18 to 20 minutes. And I've got George in my ear saying, okay, it's been about 20. And I'm like, that's okay. It feels fun. And you all received it. You all had a great time with it. So we kept it. I've brought my dear friends on. I've brought my husband on. We realized my mom never did one with me. So since my mom lives out in St. Charles County, I might bring her on with one of the first and have us all just kick back together. We're going to showcase, obviously, some great wines. There's a lot of wonderful farmhouse dinners that Chuck does. I cannot sing his praises enough. I'm just so giddy. I love it. Chuck, thank you. You just truly made my day. All right, everybody. So what are we talking about today? Getting real, being raw. Ask any questions you want. We're talking about knowing your. And I said, when I was 19, I had a massive blood clot when I was at Mizzou. And that really altered and rocked my world. Okay. That changed the course of who Monica Adams Quentin is. At the time, Monica Adams, right? Got married back in 2015. So my last name is Quentin, by the way. But people have asked that before. I kept Monica Adams because I've been known as Monica Adams for all my career, for 30 years. And when you stay in one particular area, that's why the name didn't change. I mean, you really kind of could blow it all up if suddenly you change your name to your married name and people would say, well, I don't know who that is. Oh, that's Monica Adams. I get that. So that's one reason a couple days ago. That's one of the reasons why. If I would have moved and maybe taken a position elsewhere, I could have started new and I could have been Monica Quentin. But that is exactly who I am, Monica Adams Quentin. That's the real side of how I sign my name, or it's just Monica Quentin. Adams, by the way, this is kind of a fluke. When I went to the Social Security office after we got married, I told the woman that I wanted to be Adams-Quentin. She didn't listen. This is the art of why today my word is breathe and focus and clarity. She didn't listen, and she made my name Monica Quentin, and Adams became my middle name. My mom was so upset. I was like, Mom, really? How many people really actually say their middle name to you? So by the way, the real side of life, my middle name is Lynn, Monica Lynn Adams Quentin. That's how my signature is. If I have to put it all, I still put that in there, even though that woman at the Social Security office didn't listen to me when she gave me the card. I was like, no, my middle name's not Adams. And she goes, oh, well, it is now. So that's silly. Yeah. So anyway, that's the real side of life. The blood clot to January 2nd is the big aha moment. So the blood clot just shut me down from being able to continue at that very moment my studies for sports medicine, physical therapy, athletic training, and eventually an orthopedic surgeon. That was my dream. That was my goal. If you would ask me when I was a little girl, what did I want to be? I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be a singer. I definitely wanted to be in the arts. So that became a part of my life through my dancing. I did some plays when I was younger. I love the arts and still to this day, going to the Fox, which tomorrow I am, by the way, Fabulous Fox Theater, Jagged Little Pill. I'm taking one of my clients with me tomorrow. My friend, I'll just call her my friend. She and I are going, and it's a short run, Friday through Sunday. Jagged Little Pill, familiar with Alanis Morissette's music? That's going to be at the Fabulous Fox Theater. I love the Fox. I love the Muni. I love Stages St. Louis. I love the Repertory Theater of St. Louis. I love the Symphony. I love all the small, going to Lindenwood. They put on some wonderful concerts and plays and things like that as well. Love musicals. Again, love the fact that I was introduced to it at a very young age. Please do that, by the way, parents and grandparents. Do that for your children. Do that for your nieces and nephews. They will thank you. They will find the ones that really that connect with them. That became a big, big part of me. And I think it really saved a lot when I was taken away, when I had the blood clot. I was taken away from playing soccer. They didn't want me to work out. They said I could bleed internally. There were so many things. It was really a massive blood clot. At the time, the largest blood clot in medical history. I don't know if it is still to this day. Haven't looked into it. But the fact that you even go through that makes you stop and write. I did. And absorb. Why people want to go to why me? Why me? I could have been so ticked off and so frustrated. Instead, at the very moment, at a very young age, I started to get very introspective. I started to think, I could have died. I was supposed to, according to the doctors, the third day I was in intensive care. That's what my parents were told, by the way. Can you imagine being told that by the doctor and then still trying to find hope? My mom did. My dad took it as, this is what's happening. My mom took it as, not my daughter, not today, not anytime soon, and came back into the intensive care room and sat with me. And was there, almost lost her own job as she sat by her daughter until she got out of intensive care. Then she would decide to slowly go back to work. So for 2 weeks, that woman sat by my side in intensive care. And it changed so much. I watched that woman dote on her baby girl, be there for me, almost lose her job because they were like, are you coming back? And she goes, not till my daughter's out of intensive care. And if you want to fire me, fire me. Thank God they didn't. They understood her value. They understood what she brought to the table. I love my mom dearly. You know that. I've been told by so many people that she worked with that when she would do temp agencies, they all wanted to hire her. Well, come on, we want you to come on. She's like, nope, I enjoy freedom, but I do like to work here and there. But she almost lost her job. She was at Foresight Computers at the time. We all worked there at one point or another. Great place. But I was so frustrated that almost happened to her. And then I realized she knew the value of her daughter. She knew the value of the connection between she and I, and that how her devotion to me could help me believe, have faith, and make it out of that horrible time. Okay, so I've taken that, by the way, 19, 29, 39, 49, 50, 51, 52, 33 years. 33 years since that happened. And then January 2nd happens of last year. What did I do all that time? I started to understand why I was here. I started to realize, this is my belief, that God chose to save me, that God could have taken me. That could have been it. My chapters of my story could have had a blank ending when I was 19. Instead, I truly believe in my heart and soul that he kept me here as a disciple to spread kindness, to spread his word, moving forward of saying, I'm going to keep you here, but what are you going to do with it? That's the whole thing of life. What do you do with your gifts? And you all have them. You all have incredible talent. Sometimes you have to hear it from other people, but you got to receive the message. When someone tells you that you're beautiful, that you're valued, that you're worthy, do you actually believe them? Or do you tear yourself apart? Well, I chose to listen and receive what I was hearing from my mom and from others and saying, you were taken away from this. You were studying this. And a lot of people say, well, how? It's so hard to say, I wanted to be a doctor, and it didn't happen. I came back to St. Louis, by the way, took all my electives to transfer back to Mizzou. And for the heck of it, I took a broadcasting class. Was that meant to be? Did God put it into my life at that very moment? That's my belief. And it happened. And from there, I went into broadcasting, but I used my sports medicine background in all of my training over the last 25 years. That's the education, that's the knowledge, but it's the caring heart and compassion that I think makes me the trainer. I know makes me the trainer that I am. So I use all those years, 30 years then, of going into broadcasting, that by chance class. And then it was, I want to go into this because I believe that the camera, the microphone, can change a difference by what is said and by what is shown to you. That's what I wanted to do. And I hope we did that. When I grade myself on my broadcasting career, I want to give it an A. You tell me, did I change your life in those years? Have I changed your life more in the last year? Because what I've done is What I've done is taken my knowledge, taking my guidance. Thank you to every boss that's ever hired me. Thank you for believing in me and not believing in me. Because when people don't believe in you, don't give up on yourself. No, get the fire within and say, no, I know that I have this talent. I know that I am a hard worker. I know my value. And that's what happened on January 2nd. January 2nd, my chapters changed. Walked away from Channel 5. We were negotiating. We came down to not agreeing. And when it came down to the final of them not being able to pass it along and take me on, they said, I'm sure that was that probably stung. And I said, no, my answer to the boss. And she agreed with this. I said, you just gave me the greatest gift of my life. What did I mean by that? I meant if I stayed here, I would be just going through the motions. I wouldn't really be able to feel that I am doing what I was meant to do. I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go take that leap. I'm going to get into this scary world on my own, no boss to say, nope, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. You become your own boss. It can be a great thing. It can be a scary thing. My husband went through the fear of, wait, whoa. Never knowingly, is that paycheck coming? Well, you got to fight for it. And isn't it more rewarding when you realize you're the one that's out there doing the hard work? Then you surround yourself with this great team that believes in you and believes in the power of what you can do together. They jump on board. They take their value. They take their talents and they form all this together. And that's what we've done, by the way. That's what it looked like. So January 2nd, life changed over a year ago. And I think it's been a beautiful, beautiful path that we have followed. And then it's all about the people that believed. And it's special thanks to the growing list of sponsors. And let's tell you that it's growing. I want to sprinkle in some things. I told you I'd talk about some new things that are coming up on the horizon. We just announced, in case you're just tuning in, the breaking news that Wet Your Whistle Wednesday is coming back. Could be recorded, could be live. Defiance Ridge Vineyards, the new sponsor of that. I will be your MC on the July 4th concert. I want you to buy tickets for that. Let's rock that together. Let's see her incredible talent. Ruby Lee, of course, was the runner-up on this past season of The Voice. I think she should have won, but sometimes it's a good thing. It's a God thing that you don't, because then maybe you can go even deeper into your career the way you want to. I think for her it will. I think sometimes you have your own control, and their people aren't controlling you, signing this contract for the next 9 years. No, I want to have Ruby back on the show. We're going to talk about all the great things that are coming up. And then there's also a concert, hopefully. I don't think that's signed just yet on the dotted line, but that's should be in the Jefferson County area coming up in April. And when that is signed on the dotted line, I'll do that breaking news for you and see if that's something that I'll be bringing her on. We're going to do a lot of things together. I love Ruby Lee. She's one of my favorites, and she's in the new promo coming out on Monday, by the way. So I hope that kind of paints a picture for you of the way life has been, and what did I feel when that contract, this is how it is, everybody, if you haven't heard the story, when that contract was laid in front of me and it was offering me 3 years at a 1% raise, it was a gut punch. My husband read it first, and he's like, "Whew, really?" And I thought, well, it can't be that bad. I was wearing so many hats, doing so many things, and you thought for sure that you would be rewarded for that. Instead, it was, wow, don't take advantage of me. And when I knew I wasn't going to accept that, I countered. And my counter was exactly what I should have been paid, according to 2 different agents. So it wasn't like I had just pulled this number out of anywhere, but it was significantly higher than what they were going to pay. Now, understand that life is not all about chasing the money. The money comes, helps you in life. But it was about the fact that I used to do motivational moments with Monica. That was torn away. We started doing Monica in the Metro, and I have to thank Tremont, who was my executive producer. She's like, "Monica, girl, I was coming up with whatever I could because I felt like I was going to lose you." And I said, yeah, I could feel it. My heart was dampened. My soul was dampened. It was, why can't we do these things that matter so much? And then it was a God wink when I realized I wanted to start the podcast probably a couple of years ago. And something in me kept saying, don't do it yet. Little whispers, right? Listen to the whispers before they come and smack you in the face. The whisper was, you want to do it, but don't do it just yet. Just keep that, though, on the back burner. Why is it a God wink? Because had I, everybody, they would have owned the rights to it, and I wouldn't have been able to do this. We wouldn't have been able to do this together. I would have had to have brought that to a close. Everything, my heart, my soul, my passions that I would have poured into it would have been theirs. Well, the motivation with Monica that I want to bring back is inspirational things that we just drop in. VIP subscription that people want, added content, show after the show, all that stuff that we're going to have. A lot of people do this. It's like, do you want that? When I asked you yesterday about merchandise, what would you like to see? I can feel that you want these things. You want to proudly put Know Your Value on your chest, on a jacket, on a hat, on a visor, in a coffee cup, on a journal, whatever it may be, because you know it. And literally when I saw that contract and I countered, and then they said, oh, well, we're pretty far apart. And I said, we are, but that's because this is kind of it's almost disrespectful to have offered that to someone who gave you so much. And then when they said, we can't continue the negotiations, they gave up. And I ignited myself and went all in and knew, this is the greatest gift that God could have given me and to them. So I want to thank Alicia, and I want to thank Carol, and I want to thank Audrey. People who know me personally know that those names at some point gave up on me. No, they didn't. They believed. They gave me the opportunity. They gave me you, by the way. They gave me this following. And now it's what I did with it. Do you see how we come full circle from the beginning of the show? What do you do with the disrespect that's shown you? The flipping off that happened to me in that guy's car yesterday. What did I do with it? I allowed it to become a message. It's what we do with what happens in our lives that's altering the life that you have. That's life-changing. Okay? Do you understand all that? That is what matters. Jana says that would be so amazing. I don't know what facet of that. There's a lot of things we've talked about. Diane, hats by Diane. Hello. Oh, Tina Wilkin, a friend that one of my best friends, Julie. It was one of her dear friends from Merrimack days, I believe. Don't know if Tina's still on, but watching on my personal page. Janet, Vicky, JG, a lot of people. Knowing my value and my wife just celebrate our 27th anniversary. Don't know if Orlando is still on, but happy anniversary yesterday. Looking back from where we started to where we are now makes us value what we have. Oh, that's a very good statement. I am not wasting time on negative people. Julie, amen to that. And Mary Beth Hansen, Sindra watching. Sindra actually made a comment on my personal page. Let me look back at that. Sindra said the first session of Cultivating a Vision was amazing, and she capitalized that. It helps us pause and think about what we want our lives to look like. We control our future in mind, body, and spirit, and get caught up in the busy world and forget to incorporate good habits into our life daily. Ready for session 2. Absolutely. Oh, Jana says, having your saying on a shirt. Yes, I love that. Hey, Tina, good morning to you. I'm so glad you say hey. So I'm trying to look as much as I can now. Look at it. Dr. Willie and I did this the other day. We both have 2 phones and we pulled them out like, it was the funniest thing. I wish I would have had it on video. Yes, I'm sorry for all of you that sign on and I haven't in the past had a chance to see you watching. But I'll try to do this as often as I can. When I'm in studio, I'll kind of get wrapped up of being in the studio and with the guest in front of us. I don't get a chance to do that as often, but I don't want anybody to be left out. So while you're watching, I want to make sure that I shout out to you, whether you say something or not. And for some of you, you kind of sit in silence and just receive the message. And hey, that's a good thing. If I'm calling out your name and you're brand new to the show, can you do me a favor and let me know if this is your first day, where you're watching from? That would be good to know. I believe the guy who flipped you off probably is miserable and has issues in life. Or just that day, Rose, right? It may have just been yesterday. As I said, he was pulling into a hospital. So that's not the easiest thing sometimes, because it could have been for him, could have been for the person he was driving, or it could have been someone he was visiting, and it could have been on their deathbed. So they're upset. They're angry. And when people get a chance to come back and realize what they did and apologize, if he had a chance, I believe the good in everyone. I believe that he would apologize and say, I don't even know why I did that. I know that I was at a bad place, but I wouldn't have done it again. That's me giving hope to the world. I live in the area and a lot of accidents happen right there. And I often think that it's people who are in crisis mode because something's going on in their life. I do try to be very patient right there as well. Well, Kim Sissel, if you're still on, if you live right there, was I in the wrong or was that right? I mean, that's a middle lane that I guess either side could be expecting to go into. But it truly was an area that, as Sarah said, that's a secondary lane to get onto 270. I don't know. I'm just wondering. I hope I wasn't in the wrong, but if I was, I'm trying to say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, but I was on the receiving end of anger. But it's what I did with it. I hope you understand the message of today is, what do you do with the anger from someone else? Because you don't know the walk of life. Laura Steiner, are you still on? That's a new name, I believe. Smiling is contagious. Pass it on. Laura, I don't think I've ever had a chance to talk with you before. Chrissy Reed used to be one of my clients. Don't know what happened. Hope you still know your value. I hope you're not suffering alone and working out and receiving the message. And at any point, you can come back. Orlando, I value having you on live with positive vibes. Oh, amen. I love that. Thank you. But again, it's the fact that you're here. We wouldn't have the show if you weren't here. Tony, good morning. Jessica Wadey, Kelly Lynn. This show is very uplifting with lots of positivity. That's from Kathy Anselmo. Angie was watching on my personal page and came over to the business. It's easier for me that way, but I am trying to keep an eye on the personal. Good morning, Chrissy. Good morning. Positivity is contagious, Dana says. Jill Moore, that's Beckett's mom. Be a good friend and know your value enough to surround yourself with friends who will return that effort. Amen. Pam Brandt, good morning. Glad you're watching. Good morning, Stephanie. I'm living my best life. I was blessed to be a good cook. You want to cook for us? And a baker. I share with my friends and family and neighbors. Thank you for helping me see a good life. You're welcome. Ann Johnson, Nancy Arzano. A lot of people watching. I love the fact that people just pop on. I'm going to call your name out because I'd love to actually hear from you. Sherry Lowe. Kathleen Morris, my day starts better when I start my day with you. The positive interactions are inspiring. It's a routine now. I look forward to 7 a.m. Yes. And one of the things that I know is I better be there at 7 a.m. or I will disappoint. And I don't want to disappoint any of you. Thank you to Michelle again for always dropping in and moderating for us and doing the hashtags, bringing more people to us. Riri Nolke, how are you? Cassidy, Cheryl, Monica, you are amazing. No, you are. Thank you for being so great. As I celebrate my birthday today, I've learned many lessons. This year is about having boundaries. Have a great day, Cheryl. I'm not sure if you're still on, but happy birthday to you. And I hope you return to working out with us someday. Pat Isley, Michael Rabbit. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Terry says, yes, so happy. Can't wait to see the comedy unfold and, of course, the knowledge. That's from the Wet Your Whistle. Dawn Bootram. Oh, I went to school with Dawn Harvey in high school. Carol Faulkner, are you new to the show? So glad Wet Your Whistle Wednesday is coming back. Pam Palmer, Leela Sandmel. So excited for this again. Truly miss Wet Your Whistle. I love all these people that are saying this. Denise, I'm so glad it's become a part of your life. Billy Stahlschmidt, Lois Ann Fisk, Dana Underhill. I want to see that. Awesome for you. Julie, thank you. Cindy Drury. Julie, by the way, is talking about, I'm sure, Jagged Little Pill at the Fox. Fonda Tate, Amy Spray, Joanne Roush, Christine Schorb, Laura Key, Barb James, Jane Taylor, Butch Wood. All of you. What do you have to say? What does value look to you? What is knowing your value? Any of you that are new, don't just watch. Right? When you say something, somebody else will agree with you, or maybe they disagree, and it starts a nice little opening conversation. Richard, amen. Figuring out our purpose on this beautiful planet can be hard to figure out. Terry, A+++++. Well, I thank you. I think there's always room to grow. So that's why it would be hopefully an A. Happy birthday to Cheryl. Yes, many blessings. Donna Powers, Diane Isbell came over to the business page. Wow, you are rocking it every day. Diane, you're just so sweet. Sue Klein, Carol Matrisi. Again, so many names. I like this now. I can see a lot of you that are watching that maybe don't say anything. Dot, love you. Dot, by the way, is coming on. We're going to do maybe Friendship Friday. What do you think about that? So we're going to do the positive talk time. That, by the way, is starting on February 1st. Let me put that up on the screen. Live shows at 7 a.m. from the Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa, Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue, that start on February 1st, every other Thursday, all the way through November. So that's new. We're going to do, for all of you the other day, it was a week or so ago, I did a show about relationships. I was actually at Mark Anthony's talking about this. I did a show about couples. I did a show about singles. And it's really just, people have their spirit dampened when they're not in a relationship. But that's the time that I think you should work on yourself. And then the better you are, the better your relationship's going to be. I did it from my life coaching years. I did it from all the things that I've seen people suffer from in all my personal training, that I knew that it was deep inside of them. Well, Dot and I are going to do something. Dot, you want to do some breaking news like we just did? Is this going to be a once a month thing? Let's figure this out together. She wants to do like a Friendship Friday. We're going to talk about real life issues. And then she's going to give some really great real estate tips because she's in real estate. Dot Fleshman, love you. What do you think, my friend? Are we going to do it once a month? I think that might be what we decided. She can comment for us. She's going to come on because I know that a lot of you loved she and I together. Richard is watching on my personal and my business page, I think. Jana, I miss you singing Aretha during boxing. Okay, let's talk about that. So I used to teach boxing. I still do, by the way, on Monday nights. But I taught it at River Chase and Fenton. I taught it at Arnold. And we had men and women both just getting their butts kicked and getting in the best shape of their life. Boxing, by the way, look at the physique of a boxer, the way that beautiful body's all carved out. During that, in order for them to do like wall sits and different things that I would have them, because we did fitness boxing, in order for them to last longer and longer and longer, I would put them through different exercises. And they were like, Monica, like when we have people do planks, they said, do something that will make us not think about the endless seconds or minutes that are going by. And then someone's like, how about sing? So I don't remember doing Aretha. Did I? I did Aretha. I remember doing Fancy. I sang a little Reba McEntire for them. Oh, maybe I did Respect. Did I do Respect, Jana? Maybe. So Jana's watching on our personal page. And by the way, Jana just happened to reach out to me. She used to teach. She used to take my class. I knew her from my Fox 2 days. And she reached out as God would have it and put her back into my life yesterday. And we started talking. And she said, Monica, what I would like, I'll answer that question in a second. She said, what I would like is for you to do a show on broken heart syndrome. And I said, oh, well, we have talked about loss in a child, loss in a spouse, becoming a widow, becoming so distraught and depressed by what has happened. But then again, as I mentioned earlier in the hour, what do we do with the pain? How do we help other people's lives? So Jana lost her son in a one vehicle crash. The car flipped several times and he was dead. Oh my gosh, having a child taken away. And Jana, am I right? Was it 23? I believe. You're going to hear from Jana, by the way, next Wednesday. She was put back in my life at the very perfect moment because on January 24th, that is the day that he was taken from them. She has had unbelievable heart attack problems. 1, 2, 3, 4 heart attacks. She said the amount of stress, and I don't know if there's other factors, if there's genetic, we'll talk about all of that. But Jana and her husband, I think, if he can join, they're both going to come on next Wednesday. We're going to hear from them and what they went through. All these stories, though, of hope. A lot of people are like, oh, you're talking about some really deep, dark things. Yes, but then we flip it and say, stay tuned, because coming up after the break, we're going to see how this story continued. They had to pick up the pieces and continue on. Do you think a mother? I have a dear friend, Georgie. I love you to death, Georgie Bush. If you by chance see this at some point, Georgie lost her 23-year-old daughter to a person who was callous to hit someone and continue on. That happened right outside of Broadway Oyster Bar down in the city. One of the most devastating nights that I woke up to this message to call her, and I listened to that over and over and over again, dropped to my knees and cried when I heard the words out of her mouth that her daughter Amber was killed. And that I had to go on that morning and do the story about that area being shut down. And she was thinking of me and not herself. She was in such shock. So I know about loss from a friend. I know about loss from losing my father, but the loss of a child, I can't even wrap my brain around. Jana went through that. Georgie's gone through that. I know a lot of people. Watch next Wednesday's show. Maybe it's cathartic for you. Maybe it's healing for you to see how you could to go through that. So Jana, thank you so much for reaching out. You'll hear more from Jana and her husband next Wednesday. They will be live with me. Tina says, I died 3 times in that class with you. Tina Wilkin, I love you. She's so funny. I'll never forget. I think one of her favorite moments is her dear friend, Julie, our mutual friend. She and I went over to Tina's house, her old house, and we had a painting party. And Julie brought over the whiskey, and I brought over a charcuterie platter. I think we had some wine also. I'm surprised that we had straight lines, Tina. But that's what you do. You show up for friends. And if I said I need to have a painting party, I do believe that Tina would show up. And that's what you do. True friends are always there for you. True friends are there for you in your hardest times. True friends are there for you to lift you up. True friends are there to cry with you, laugh with you, hide the body if they need to. I'm just kidding on that last one, but I'm saying they would do anything for you within reason, right? As long as it's above the law. Tina said, yes, so much fun. It really was. Laura Kaufman is watching. Tommy Howard, Barbara Roberts. Let's see. Yes. I had heart failure after the loss of my son. Oh, I am so sorry, Billy. I had no idea. Oh, cardiomyopathy. Cardiomyopathy is what Julie's brother had. My friend Julie, her brother, he was on, and Tina knows all about this. He was on the list for a heart transplant, and they started, Julie actually read an article about CoQ10, and it talked about the benefits of what it can do for the heart. And still to this day, he swears by it. He believes that that's really what saved his life and made him not have to have a heart transplant. The doctors, of course, didn't know what to attribute it to, but he still to this day believes it. Oh, Jill's back on. Love it. So yeah, Billy, I'm so sorry for your loss as well. Dot just said, I'm sorry for your loss. Anything you want to say next Wednesday about how it's been difficult, but how you had to go on? Joe, thank you for watching. Thank you. The book face is still a little confusing to me. Richard. Let's see. I don't see this live playing on the business page for some reason. Yeah, you got to go. Well, my friend Becky actually said something about cross-posting, which I used to do. On this, there's all these channels. And as I said, I wanted to be able to get on to Instagram and Twitter and Twitch and Rumble and all these other opportunities that people might be able to catch the show and didn't get a chance to see it before. So you are on our business page, Richard. So Monica Adams. So if you go to Facebook and you type in Monica Adams journalist and you follow, and I do want you to follow, by the way, that's how our numbers go up and up and up and other people follow us. It's the algorithms that happen. I know we all can't figure it out, but trust me when I say like and follow and subscribe to YouTube, please do that as well. It does not mean you pay anything. It simply means that you follow the page and you get notified when we go live. So Richard, I'm looking right now. You are on my business page. Monica Adams Quentin is my personal page. And that's where Jana and Tina, my brother Craig, Richard actually it showed was watching on both. Diane was on my personal, Angie, Karen Green, Morgan Presley, Dot on my personal, Peggy, Jim, Mark, Colonna, John Frank, Chad, John Meyer, Rip Costaris, by the way. Is that how you pronounce the name, Dot? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Dot introduced me to this guy, Rip. And let me, well, you know what? I don't want to spoil it. Never mind. He is a beautiful painter. As these oil paintings, Dot, let me know. He is going to show a portrait of me that he's going to paint, and then we're going to reveal it live on air. We're going to bring the beauty of the art of painting to the show. He showed me kind of a rendering of what he's thinking of doing. And oh my gosh, it was beautiful. What an incredible talent. So Rip is on my personal page. I don't know if he still is, but I can't wait to have him on. We don't have exact date for that yet, but that's somebody that's coming on soon. Kathy says, yes, my routine also starts with watching. I love the messages, the interviews, physical fitness. I could go on and on and on. I'm so glad. I got a notification for your personal page, and that's where I didn't see the video playing. I realize I'm on the business page. Yes, you are. Good job. Love the double-fisted phones. Okay, so Joe said an old slogan at Clayton Brokerage Company was change equals opportunity. A lot of people, Joe, hate the word change. They like the word shift. It's a little more light and airy. People have an aversion to change for some reason. You grabbed that thought with gusto. Well, thank you, Joe. Happiness comes from our challenges and always maintaining a high level of activity. Keep having fun. That's my middle name. My middle name's not Lynn. They made it Adams. I say it's fun. Monica Fun Quentin. Love the God wink. So true, and for a reason that comes at perfect times. If you're willing to have patience, God will guide you. Dana says, I've always followed you on the news channels. Their loss? Nope. This community's gain and beyond. They were holding you back from doing greater things. Well, but they did give me the opportunity, and that's what I thank them for. I left my job over a year ago and changed careers. Congratulations to you. I'm so much happier, and my work is more rewarding. Your story is encouraging to me when I question myself and my choice. That's what I'm here for. I am here to give you the belief in yourself. Thank you for sharing your story. You're welcome. Monica, thank you for all that you do. You're welcome, Ann. And I think I've got to everybody. I hope I didn't miss anyone. A lot of comments today. I love it. Richard Zimmer, good morning. Just coming on and watching. All right, everybody. Michelle is telling you to interact. That's okay. I'm that's right. As Diane said, I'm double fisting it. I've got you. I think I covered both sides. I hope. All right. So let's do the wrap up here. Coming up tomorrow, we are going to talk to two women that have had their lives change, and it's what they did with that. So Amy Post is also hopefully going to come on very soon as well. That's another woman who knows that she's been through tough times, but it's what she's done with it. She's got a book. I'm hoping that she'll come. We've been talking with so many people to come on the show. Sherry Jost is coming on tomorrow. Sherry and her friend Tina, the two of them have authored a book, and the book hopefully is coming out in the next couple of months. It's called Stronger Together: How Two Moms Walk Through Trauma, PTSD, and Abuse. We're going to talk with them tomorrow. That's tomorrow's show, and what they were able to do with that. They're going to have to protect some aspects of their family, and rightfully so. I don't ever want young kids that were involved in something to ever have that scar them. But I think it's very powerful what they've been through. So that's tomorrow. And let me look at next week. We're going to do Ask the Doctors. Sarah's going to come on and talk about all these trends that you see out there, all the fakeness that you click on. It's called clickbait. We're going to address some of those things, and she's going to dispel those rumors and myths that are out there that you think are true. Dr. Willie is not going to be on with us, but his partner is. We're going to talk about tranquility, one of the virtues of Benjamin Franklin's 13 virtues. And then we've got a handful of other things we're going to talk about, but that's on Monday. And I have asked you to let me know about topics that you would like for us to discuss. On Tuesday, Casey, and I don't want to butcher her name, Tiskowski, maybe, we met with her last Friday, and I told her I'd love to start a show with a person who's truly a respectful individual in their field. Well, she is a therapist. Casey Tiskowski, I believe is how you pronounce her name. We'll find out, but she's going to join us on Tuesday. And it's what I hope eventually can become a regular segment. So if you're struggling in any facet of a relationship, because she really specializes in couples therapy. If you haven't gone to therapy, or if you are considering it, you think that's what the saving grace is for a relationship between you and your husband or wife or partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, parent, child, anything you're struggling with, and you think we need therapy. I don't want you to just look through Google. I was going to say the phone book. Nobody really does that anymore, but look through Google and try to find a good therapist. Or you talk to other people and you maybe believe that the person they went to was good. This woman is very respected in her field. That's why we're bringing her on. So on Tuesday, I want you to come armed with your questions. Don't be afraid. If you've been in therapy, please say what it has done for you, how it saved you. That's going to come up on Tuesday's show. And then Timmy Zell, my former Fox 2 colleague, he joins us on Tuesday at noon, lunchtime. Are you going to be there? If not, we'll record it. Would you like it to be live or would you like it to be recorded? It's like that Memorex commercial. I'd like for him to be live if you'll be there and if you can join and ask him some questions and tell him how much you've loved his crazy antics over the years. That will be noon on Tuesday. Jana Elba and her husband will be talking about losing their son and 4 heart attacks. Holy cow. She will be in person with us. Mark Longo and Peanut the Squirrel hopefully will be live with us on Thursday. I'm going to confirm that. Our interview with Martin Fletcher drops on the audio side next Thursday. What an incredible NBC News correspondent. Alan Hunter will be on with us during the middle of the day on Friday. And again, that can be live or recorded. He is a former VJ with MTV. Do you remember him? Do you remember that name at all? Those MTV days when we were in the 80s. Let's look at the week of the 29th. Anything that I want to say coming up for you there? Well, the Positive Talk Time kicks off that week on Thursday. I'm so excited for those. Just some really cool things. Allison Arngrim, aka Nellie Olson from Little House on the Prairie. I'll be doing that as a midday show or a recorded show. These are all things that I got to figure out. A lot of you I don't think like recorded shows. Joey Vitale, blues broadcaster on the radio side with Chris Kerber. He will be live with us on February 7th. We're going to have the Espresso Yourself live broadcast. That's in the Southampton area of the city. That will be at that coffee house. If you've never been, you like good coffee, tea, some really good bites. February 8th. And then February 22nd, we return to their sister's sandwich shop, which is literally right next door. We'll be doing that as a lunchtime show. Just some fun things coming up. Wet Your Whistle Wednesday coming back up. That's, again, breaking news that we told you. I'm super excited for that. Please have him on live. Who? Tim, Alan, all of them. I have no problem doing midday shows. I have no problem doing all the shows live as long as I have content that I can put in for you. Thanks, Michelle. I realized it after I said it. I'm not sure why I got the notification for her personal page because I'm live, but that's where I couldn't see the live playing. It is live, actually. Billy, so you'll get a notification, and I just looked. When I'm live on my personal page or my business page, a little red circle goes around the picture, and that shows that the person's on live. Eva Sieb, thank you for watching right now on my personal page. I don't, however, get a chance to see the YouTube. I'd have to have a third phone, and I am not carrying 3 phones. Anybody that makes comments on my YouTube page, I will get to those and comment to you later. But this is what we do together, and it's been fun. Absolutely. Nicole Moss. Oh, have you been to the boutique on Main Street in St. Charles? Nicole, I love you. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. Is it Dolger? Nicole, let's just say Nicole Moss, though. She is a wonderful woman that owns a boutique on Main Street. In fact, girl, here's the deal. You need to have me come and do a live mobile Monica from your store because we do a lot of fashion shows, makeover shows. Boutiques, I absolutely love. You know, I love fashion. I mean, obviously, look behind me. Oh, other way. I mean, come on. It's a huge part of my life. Today, I'm just kicked back in a sweatshirt. But Nicole, we did the makeover show at the Vault in the Brentwood area. And we're doing it again on March 14th. I'm talking with a place in Muscuda, a woman that's a viewer of ours. She said, I'd love for you to do a mobile Monica at Paper Moon in Muscuda. So I'm already giving you a plug, by the way. I would love to do it from there. We'll see if we can work it out financially. Nicole, how about it, girl? You've got a beautiful place that a lot of people may not have been to, and I'd love to showcase it. We could do a morning, we could do a midday, we could do a lunch, we could do a happy hour. Reach out to me, Nicole, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Let's talk about having our show live from your place. That would be a blast. I love her. She's got incredible things there. Katie says, I love Alan Hunter. Listen to him every day. The 80s show on Sirius XM makes me happy. Katie, did you know that he does that from Webster Groves? That he lives in our area now. He and his wife, they are in Webster Groves. And so Michelle was driving around and was listening to that. And she's like, wait a minute, what? He's in Webster Groves. So yeah, Michelle, thank you so much for getting that set up. Nicole says, most definitely I'm going to Market in a couple of weeks. Is that in Dallas, by the way? I want to go to Market. That would be a dream. I'd love to. We should take Mobile Monica to the Market. Okay, Nicole, and I love it. And that's the idea, by the way. If any of you have businesses that you think that we need to do our show from, a lot of Thursdays are turning into that. Right now I'm at home. We were going to be at Bike Stop Cafe. We wish the best to everybody, obviously at Bike Stop Cafe, but I really wish we would have been able to do that with Jody. Jody, the best to you, and I hope you're healing well. But yeah, some Mobile Monica shows coming up at Bike Stop Cafe, hopefully being rescheduled. Espresso Yourself, Sister Sandwich Shop, the Positive Talk Time that happens at Yuppie Puppy in Cottleville, and then the March 14th show at the Vault. And again, just really cool things to come. Oh my God, I just went in Paper Moon. I love it. Oh, Jana, tell her. Go in there, by the way, and tell her how life-changing the show could be for her. Michelle Cardosi, thanks for watching. All of you, business page, personal page, I just appreciate it. We've had some huge numbers today, by the way. A lot of people. Oh, Vegas. Oh, Vegas. You and I in Vegas would be dangerous. That would be crazy. Market would be just fun. Yes. Michelle, thank you. She said, Mobile Monica can be at your store, your business, your restaurant. It doesn't have to be a store. It can be anything. You want some extra business, we're going to bring it to you. Trust me on that. All right. So on tomorrow's show, these are my guests. So again, Sherry on the left, Tina on the right, two moms that have gone through hell and back. And we are going to give you some hope and some positivity for whatever you've been through. Okay. So we're going to do a little wrap up here. I told you about some great things that are coming up on the show. I want you to be there. If you are able to, for any of those live shows, I'd love to see you come out. If you have something you want to promote, bring it that day. I mean, this is kind of a free for all. I will actually going to put some of my art in there. Well, fantastic. I've never known anything about it. I know she just opened up, I think back in October. So she said it's fairly new, but trust me, what I offered for her, it's a steal. So make sure you tell her that and things would really change. Sarah Malayas, I love this woman. She's a God wink to my life. We should go to the Espresso Yourself show in February and have coffee. Yes, you should. Not just you two, but everybody, even if you can only run by for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, grab your coffee, grab something to eat, and then be on your way. 7 a.m., February 8th, Sarah and Dot, put it on the calendar. Everybody else, I'd love to see you there. You're going to love this little gem if you've never been introduced. All right, the wrap up of the Real Monica Adams show on this Thursday, coming up next.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com.
All right. Well, welcome back. Thank you so much. Yesterday we went on long. Today we went on long. And the only reason for that is because we had like 50 people on. We've got a handful on my personal page. It shows me 28, 22 on the phone, 29. See, it starts to go up and down and up and down. But I don't want to monopolize all of your time. And I do have a client coming to the house here in about 30 minutes. But let me just wrap up with that. We had a dream. And I said I was going to grade myself. I'm always believing that we can level up. But is there anything that we haven't been able to do? And this is what I asked you in the last few minutes. Is there anything that we set out to do in March of last year, really actually January of last year, when we started doing the radio circuit? We read so many different interviews. And I want to thank once again my dear friends, Gordon and Kelly Montgomery, because they really kind of kicked off. This is what happened January 1st of last year. I was on the cover of Clayton City Lifestyle, St. Charles, Chesterfield. It was in all of those magazines, City Lifestyle magazine. So a little shout out to them. You can see the digital copy of that, by the way, on their website. Thank you for believing in me. And they did it again for the January issue. They put the wrap up of the Evening with the Real Monica Adams in, I showed you that actually a couple weeks ago, in their latest edition, showing you the great things that we have done. And that's where I put us at an A. We raised $18,000 for Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue. That, I want to thank Doug Allison and Lisa for starting that idea. We want to do more things like that. I'd love to have another one. Where? I don't know. Maybe we hold it out at Defiance Ridge. Maybe we do a big event out there since he's now our Wet Your Whistle sponsor. I don't know. Those are great things to come. But when we set out to do this in January of last year, I had a dream, I had a vision. And that vision is just every day I feel like I'm just exploding with excitement. This is no caffeine in me. This is just how I am. I jump up out of bed and could just start singing because I'm so in love with life, because I opened my eyes, I have breath in my lungs. And this is how I'm going to end for you. When we usually read devotionals, I hope that maybe this is a devotional for you. These are my entries. Discipline was my entry on January 1st. The new year is underway, and it's time for you to understand the importance of finding yourself again. These last 2 years, your ship has drifted, and you've allowed yourself to lose the most important aspect of what you preach, knowing you're the most important aspect of your life, no one else. You have big dreams and goals, and that can only happen with discipline from the moment you wake to the moment you close your eyes. Prayer, intention, nutrition, working out, goal setting, and organization. Time to own it. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the words straight from my heart. And in the evening, I said, reflecting on connection around the holidays and the blessing of family, worked out twice today and feel accomplished, driven to be truly in the best physical, mental, and calm energy space that I have seen in years. Also time for Monica and Jim Moore. January 2nd was non-judgmental. Focus only on positivity. You are focusing on all you have to offer. Blessings only from God. Focused 45-minute walk with dogs as promised to them. Set up for tomorrow's show. Meetings on top. Organizing. Clothes. Closet. It's time. Blessings counted. Driven. Change the world, Monica. Your focus will move mountains for you and all that follow you. And in the evening, I wrote accomplished. January 4th, I said, believe in oneself. Don't lean in on self-doubt. Believe you will change the world with your community. Proud on January 5th of you for all you've set out to do so far and all you know you'll do. Opportunity. God's bringing you more and more. Clear your mind and ask for guidance. That was January 6th. January 7th, I said, shine bright for all the world and be inspired. Feel so much more at ease and ready to take on the world. Palpable. I can feel the change in the world coming, and we will be a part of it. Be the light. I'm getting chills as I read all these to you. That was 10 days ago. On the 9th, I said patience. It truly is an art, and I feel God's guidance to continue it. January 10th, I said community. What we're building makes me proud, and we have so much we can do together to impact. On the 11th, I said vocal. Always speak your truth. On the 12th, discipline. You've got this. Big changes are coming. You can feel it. The best is yet to come. On the 13th, I said trust in the process, in yourself, in your beliefs. Stay true to you. This will carry you far. On the 14th, I said society. Come together as a community for change. On the 15th, resilience. The frigid cold weather teaches us that be smart, be aware, be focused, organized to stay safe. All important components of life. On the 16th, I said peace. I feel a calm energy and a sense of peace over me and my family and friends. This is what I want for the world. Do you hear that I say I want for us? On the 17th, yesterday, I said love thyself and those who are here to reciprocate and lift each other up. I've learned the lesson in trust while being aware. And today, I said breathe. And as I wrap up the show, I write the entry. That is how you journal. So I hope I brought it all together for you. When you ask me about meditation, clarity of mind, heart work, that's it. That's not long and long pages. So yes, that's the aha moment when people say, oh, I didn't know that was journaling. It's opening up your heart and mind. And it's putting it out there of what you want for yourself. So those could just be things that I put on Facebook, which I used to. I can take those. And then people feel like I'm talking to just them. Well, that's because in the end, we really are the same. So don't judge others for the pain that they're walking through. Don't judge the flip off. It's what you do to flip on and ignite the world together and show kindness back to hatred. That's what we do. I look you in the eye today and I say, remember, you can be anything you want in this world. But in the end, no matter the hatred, the judgment, the fear, the anxiety, your return is what matters. And the return is to be kind. God bless you all.